9.50 for Serenata, Tower High 71.20 for Coastal Image, 8.50 for Kane Solo, 44 Sakana Bow, Goquo 19, Miami Mistress at 16. Number 11 is Warren Bungles at $35 for race number 3 at Canberra. Tony likes 1, 3 and 2 there. Zabil's Pride from Serenata and Star of Windsor.
Zabil's Pride, I just see his twos on the tote. Michael Heath has had a look at them. The twos on's a bit rich, isn't it?
Indeed, certainly a lot better bet on course here. It's about a point and a half better on than yours for there. It's on course with the bookmakers here. The one they've come for in the betting here, Matthew, is number 7, Kane Solo. It's had the month off, Kane Solo, but a real good effort last start. Went third at Canberra behind Majestic 10. That form's held up, mind you. Look, I've settled on here 3 Serenata. Resumed a Gundagai last start from the strong Ken Callaghan camp. Looks well, this 4-year-old mare. Had the 2 starts now. She'll get through the ground all right for sure, and she does look well and has improved since Gundagai. Number 7, Kane Solo, I pointed out, the one they've come for in the betting ring, looks well too. The month off hasn't hurted him. And 1, Zabil's Pride. The feeling is with Zabil's Pride might get a little bit out of its ground, but we'll be finishing on, and you do need to be on the pace here this afternoon. But summing up, 3 from 7 and 1.
All right, 3, 7 and 1. That's for the upcoming race. Nick, we're up to race 3 at Canberra. They're at the barrier. In fact, they're about to move in.
Well done, thanks, Matt. Good luck, Mike. He's tipping well today too. The odds-on favourite in the next is the top weight. Now, it's Sonata at race number 3. They are pretty soon. Musical Chimes, the winner there, $3.60 and $1.79. 10-2 Sonata on race number 3. Now, pretty close at Canberra. Let's take it to Tony for the third event.
Boxed and ready for the third, 1,200 metres. Just waiting on the light. Zabil's Pride stands up. There's the light, set to run now. And away they go. That was a fair start, although Serenata went back to last, and Warren Bungles, ridden hard from the stalls, leads clearly on settling down. Miami Mistress and Goquo are prominent, so too Star of Windsor. Zabil's Pride goes up along the inside. Getting back was Tower High, followed by Kane Solo, Serenata and Coastal Image at the tail as they race towards that first turn and commence the run down the side. They've got about 7.50 to go, a fair turn of speed. Warren Bungles leads. Star of Windsor second, followed then by Miami Mistress going up 3 wide, then Zabil's Pride, Serenata down towards the inside. Further back behind those Goquo, followed by Sakana Bow. Kane Solo back third last, followed by Coastal Image, and Tower High last of all as they race up towards the turn. They've got about 500 metres to go. Now Star of Windsor driven to the lead. Star of Windsor will lead the field around the turn. Miami Mistress runs on. Then Serenata, followed by Warren Bungles, Kane Solo. Further back behind those Zabil's Pride, going wide on the track, Sakana Bow. And back behind those Miami Mistress, again they're spreading wide. They've got about 300 to go out very wide. Star of Windsor kicked away. Star of Windsor nicely clear. Serenata battles on, followed by Zabil Pride, and then Sakana Bow. But as they race inside the final 100, Star of Windsor hands on heels to the line. It's Star of Windsor in front, trying hard Sakana Bow, but Star of Windsor too good. 3/4 of a length over either Sakana Bow or Serenata, close for second. Further back behind those in the field, Kane Solo. Then Zabil's Pride, never really a chance. Followed further back then, Coastal Image, Miami Mistress, Goquo, Warren Bungles and Tower High last. Star of Windsor, Rolly Saxton, the replacement rider. Number 2, Star of Windsor, Rolly Saxton, close for the minors. Maybe Sakana Bow just ahead of Serenata, but the judge probably will call for the photo. Star of Windsor, trained by Frank Cleary, raced by B.A. Martin and G. Jusely, a 4-year-old bay gelding, River Rough out of Toujours Dansong. That was that gelding second start today. 2 starts, first win of course. Now the time for the race, 1:15:51. 1:15:51, the overall time, and the last 600, 38.76. It's 2 on a photo. Star of Windsor, Rolly Saxton first, close for the minors, Sakana Bow or Serenata. After race 3, we'll have more shortly.
Righto, Nick, thanks very much and welcome back to Canberra on this Sunday race meeting as the rain starts to fall. The main sponsor here today is Summer Nats. Now, Summer Nats is a major car festival in Canberra over the Christmas New Year period. The man who can tell us more about Summer Nats is Mr. Chick Henry. He's the promoter of the this very interesting annual event. Good to see you at the races today, Mr. Henry.
Great to be here.
Firstly, tell us about the Summer Nats car festival. What sort of cars are we talking?
Well, it's a festival of the rev head, and it's for primarily cars that were originally built after 1948 that have been modified and customised, and in the case of muscle cars like GT Falcons, faithfully restored.
Right. I haven't heard a great deal about the carnival. Is it a very popular part of Canberra? A lot of people come to town for this festival?
Well, in fact, the event has been going since 1988, and we run it as an annual event in the Christmas New Year period. And the last event, which was our 10th, attracted 100,532 people, which was the gross gate over the 4 days. We had just under 2,000 participants with their cars, and believe it or not, it injects $9.8 million into the national capital's economy. So it's a pretty big event.
Does it really? That's quite extraordinary. So we're talking about people that come to this festival whose cars, it would be fair to say, are their pride and joy. How much would the vehicles be worth once they've done all that work on them?
Well, a lot of the cars may have only been about a $1,500 special in the first place, but it's nothing to dump $100,000 into some of these cars. It's what starts out as a bit of an interest becomes an absolute obsession, and you just simply throw money into a hole in the ground.
How are plans coming along for the 1998 edition of Summer Nats?
They're going really well at the moment. In fact, it's surprising that our entries at the moment are equal to the same time last year, so we're looking for a very, very big event again.
Do you like it, Bet? How did Summer Nats become involved with the racing?
Well, we run it at the exhibition park facility, which is not right next door to the race course, and we in fact use part of this facility to process our entrants, so that when the entrants arrive with their cars, they come through the race course here and through the betting hall, as a matter of fact, and we scrutineer them. And I guess it's a bit of a trade-off for rent and public relations and politics and all of that sort of stuff. It's all a matter of working together.
Rev heads and racing, it's an interesting combination, isn't it?
Well, it's all to do with horsepower, I guess, isn't it?
For sure. Good to see you here. I'll let you go.
I appreciate your time.
All the best. That's Mr. Chick Henry of Summer Nats, the main sponsor of this Sunday race meeting at Canberra on Father's Day. We go back to the studio to Mr. Nick Robin.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, well done. Thanks to Chick there, and good luck with Summer Nats. All right, let's have a look now. Wangaratta, they're not far away. Race number 2, Matt.
All right, thanks for that, Nick. Yes, I'll keep it short. I know Rose Hill is coming up, but a jockey who might be able to steer us into maybe the winner of the next race is Rolly Saxton. He is on Sir Avalanche in the next event, race 4. And what do you make of his chances, Rolly?
Oh, I'd give him a really top chance. If the track had been good over the 1200, I would have just said it's our race. But with the track being the way it is, it's going to make it a little bit difficult, but I know the track and I should be able to get him home.
But Riley, look at his record in the wet. 2 starts in wet, going for 1 win and 1 placing. That's not too bad coming into a race like this on a heavy track.
Yeah, he's well, I rode him on a good track last time, but it was 1,400 metres. He didn't seem to finish the race. He had it all but one. Very good horse beat him, Kingston Shores. He won in town last week, and that proved how good his run was actually.
Okay, what about your other chances here today? Royal Commissioner, give him any hope?
It's my first time on him. He likes the wet apparently, so I'll have to give him a chance there, you know, to run into place.
What about Monclown? He's had 1 out of 1 this campaign. Can he make it 2 out of 2?
Yes, I won on him on a heavy track. He won by 4 lengths. First up, he's going over the 1,000 again. I think he's better over the 12 and 14, but being a heavy track, it's got to be a good chance.
I'll jump over to Goldport in the last race. Very consistent, isn't he?
Oh yeah, my first time on this one as well. I've done a little bit of track work with it. I like its chances.
All right. All the best of luck today.
Thank you.
Okay, Nick, Rolly Saxton, and don't be surprised to see him on a winner or 2 here at Canberra this afternoon.
Yeah, spot on there, Matt. He rides well, Rolly Saxton, and yeah, he might ride 1 or 2 there this afternoon at Canberra. Follow him with confidence. Now let's look at Rose Hill and 1 Sir Avalanche. It's particularly short in all states. 13 for Motown, Badge Draw at 16, Bobson Boy 11, Broken Hearts 22, and Requital at $20 for race 4 at Canberra due in 5. So if you're going to back Sir Avalanche, you're going to be taking very short odds about that horse, but it should win. And we'll have some late mail with Michael Heath in a moment, find out whether he thinks the horse looks okay in the yard. Canberra.
All right, Nick, yes, we'll go straight to Michael Heath. $1.10 this thing's paying on the tote, Mike. What do you make of that?
Well under the odds, Matthew. Nevertheless, he does look the winner, Sir Avalanche. Good second behind Kingston Shores here last start. Kingston Shores proved that form winning at Rosehill Saturday week ago. His form prior to that was very, very good, Sir Avalanche. He's a very promising horse. He has got 58 kilos, but he'll mitigate that by being up on the speed, and the wet track's a plus. Hardest to beat 5, Bobson Boy, resumed at Narra last start with a good second. His wins have been at Canberra and Goulburn. That's good enough for here. He has only a half a kilo over the limit. It does look well placed. And 3 Motown, a good winner at Queanbeyan back in August, and he could go on with the job, Motown. He certainly has improved in condition, but Sir Avalanche is well and truly into the red on course, and he does look the winner.
Okay, Nick, you've heard it from Michael. We're not going to get rich backing Sir Avalanche in the next race, but, well, a winner's a winner.
Sure is. Thanks very much, Matt, and good luck, Mike. And let's have a look now as they move in at St Arnaud for the next. Once again, here's Tony with this horse now, Sir Avalanche, $1.60.
Leave Requital and the favourite Sir Avalanche. Moving in well, race 4. The Class 2 over 1,200 metres, the short-priced favourite Sir Avalanche. $1.40 for the win. Now Motown giving trouble, the rider dismounting. John Scorse out of the saddle, Requital yet to move along. And that will leave the favourite, Sir Avalanche, very short. Ran second behind Kingston Shores here at the last meeting, Sir Avalanche, and Kingston Shores won very well at Rose Hill its last start, broke the race record. And Kingston Shores, in my opinion, one of the top chances for the Qantas Canberra Cup to be held here 5 weeks from today. The Qantas Canberra Cup, Sunday, October 12. Now waiting on Sir Avalanche to move along. The other runners stand up well. Rowley Saxton riding Sir Avalanche. He won the previous race on the Frank Cleary trained Star of Windsor. Frank Cleary's got broken hearts in this race. Michael Johnston back in Canberra riding for Frank Cleary again. Michael was here a few years ago, then went down into the Riverina area, but he's back now riding for Frank Cleary. Now the rider has dismounted from Sir Avalanche. Just waiting on Sir Avalanche to move along. Badge draw. Badge draw won well at Gundagai last start. It's by Select Prince badge draw, trained by Harold Girdler. They're still waiting on, or lashing out over there, Sir Avalanche in a very stubborn mood. There's some distance behind the barrier stalls, Sir Avalanche, not all that keen at all to go up towards the stalls. In the meantime, Broken Hearts, badge draw, Motown, Requital and Bob Sandboy stand up well. They are still waiting on Sir Avalanche. Don't forget Queanbeyan race this Friday. Queanbeyan has a tab meeting Friday. Nominations closed tomorrow, Monday.
OK, we'll take a break while they've got problems with this horse here at Canberra and be right back with more. Avalanche, and it looks like it's right to go as we take you now for the Artcraft Science Class 2 handicap, and also the moving in well at Caulfield as well. Almost set now at Canberra. Let's take it there. Here's Tony.
Starter coming around to release the field. Class 2 handicap, over 1,200 metres, the short prize favourite, Sir Avalanche. Just waiting on that light to go on. Set, lights on. And away they go, a good level start. Sir Avalanche in the centre got away well. Badge draw is driving up along the inside. Bob Sandboy going between that pair. Easing back a bit was Motown, followed by Broken Hearts, and Requital is dropping out towards the tail of the field. On settling down, nobody's all that keen to lead as they race towards that first turn.
I'll leave Canberra off now at Caulfield with 800 to go.
Badge draw leads by about a long neck as they commence the run down the side. A length and a half behind those, Sir Avalanche, the favourite, settling down a long break, Motown. Then Requital on the outside, second last, and Broken Hearts last of all. As they race down towards the 600, a little change in the order. It's Badge draw just leading along ahead in front. Bob Sandboy second. Two behind those, Sir Avalanche, followed further back, then Requital gaining ground. Motown is next, and Broken Hearts at the toe of the field as they swing around the home turn. 400 to go. Little between Badge draw on the inside and Bob Sandboy. He's going wide on Sir Avalanche, who's running on well. Back behind those, Motown, followed by Requital. And the next one was Broken Hearts in the straight with about 300 to go. Here's the favourite, Sir Avalanche, raced up very quickly, hit the lead. Bob Sandboy is second, followed by Broken Hearts, running on fairly well. But now the favourite, Sir Avalanche, races away. And Sir Avalanche will absolutely bolt it in. Sir Avalanche, hands and heels to the line. Sir Avalanche by about 3.5 over Bob Sandboy. Close for third. Badge draw.
Well, the favourite getting home there for Rowley Saxton, $150, $1.20, $1.90 for Bobson Boy, and no through dividend for Broken Hearts there. Matthew spoke to Rowley there. He did give it a good chance, took the shorts out to $1.50. Probably wasn't a bad price in the end. OK, let's return to Canberra right now. One of the top trainers in that region is John Morrissey. He's with Matthew Browning, trackside at Canberra.
Rain is starting to fall, Nick. It's not necessarily a brilliant outlook. The forecast was for showers, though, so I guess we knew what we were getting into when we came to the track, but I hope it's a very brief shower and it passes on fairly soon. I'm joined by John Morrissey, one of the top trainers in the Canberra area, and John, good to see you. You're no stranger to the Canberra races on a Sunday, are you?
No, Matt. It's a good place.
I tell you what, you brought a big team here too. What, 9 or 10 runners?
Yeah, I've got 10 in today.
Before we talk about other issues, who would be the best of those chances for the punters watching Sky Channel around the country this afternoon? The best 2 or 3 genuine winning chances from your team?
Oh, I haven't really got a lot of good chances though. They're pretty tricky races, but old Sammy Armu loves these type of conditions and he'd probably be my best chance.
Yeah, they're certainly getting into the track, aren't they? It's a genuine heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, we had 3 inches of rain this week.
Right. No, they tell me they haven't had any rain since Thursday though, so if it had have kept raining, this meeting was at one stage in danger.
Oh, they wouldn't have raced if it rained the last couple of days. No chance.
Here's the Prince was at Rose Hill yesterday. What did you think of his run in the Tattersalls tramway?
Oh, it was quite happy. Drew barrier 1, didn't have a lot of luck. He's coming along nicely.
And it was a tricky track at Randwick yesterday too, you'd have to admit.
Yeah, those type of tracks. This time of the year you get them, they're always tricky.
How long ago was it that you trained the 7 or 8 winners on the one day here at Canberra? A couple of months?
Oh, Australia Day this year.
You think you don't reckon you can do it today with your team?
No, not today I can't.
Today's not an 8-winner day.
No, not today.
I'll let you go. All the best.
Thanks very much, Matt.
John Morrissey, and just before I hand it back, Nick, they hand a bottle of port over to the winning connections of each race here at Canberra, and this is the bottle of port. It has one of John Morrissey's horses on it. Here's the Prince, and yes, here's the Prince, who of course won a Villiers Stakes at Royal Randwick, and so each winner of a race here at Canberra gets a bottle of port.
From an outside gate.
Retain in the next race, Nick. Thanks for that. We'll talk to him about that in a moment, and also the very good mare that he's got in training, probably one of the biggest improvers in Sydney racing, Lusty's Bank. But firstly, Ken, good to see you. Canberra's, well, the Canberra track's no stranger for you, is it?
No, I come here a fair bit. Still pretty wetty today, but all the same.
Firstly, the horses that have gone around for you already. Movie Star ran a fair race considering the track condition.
Yeah, she ran a good race. She doesn't like the heavy going. The owner told me during the week. So we'll send her around and see how she goes. She ran a good race. She's run second. I just got beat.
What about the 6-year-old in the next race, the 6-year-old mare Retain?
A little Retain. She's only a real little mare, but she's a gutsy little thing. He always tries. She's run a heap of seconds. She's one of those unlucky little mares. She's gone to town, run second and third. She's just getting beat, but she's always has a go.
1,000 metres, is that her go, or does she like it a bit further?
About 1,000 or 1,200 metres. That's about her best go.
What about here at Canberra? Does she like the Canberra track?
Yeah, she ran a heap of seconds. I'd say 6 of the seconds have probably been here.
And importantly, on Attain, what about the wet? How does she handle the wet?
Yeah, she can go a little bit in it.
Okay. Lusty's Bank, what a terrific mare. She won 6 in a row in Sydney before she lined up against a fairly smart one from the Waterhouse stable, Captivating, in listed company last start. Gee, you must be proud of what she's done.
Yeah, she's the best little mare I've ever had. Keith's trying every day, every time she goes around. Keith's improving every time.
Well, that's the thing. She just keeps to. She seems to just keep improving. It's quite incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Even the other day, I was a bit disappointed she ran second, but when you look at it again, she's probably run the best race she's ever run. You know, with the weight and the distance.
When's she have a next start, Ken?
She's going to go around next Saturday at Rose Hill in the Theo Marks, or there's the fillies and mares race, 1,200 metres. So I'll nominate her in both and just see what weight she gets.
And finally, is she getting close to the end of a campaign, do you think?
Well, the way she looks and the way she's working, I think she just wants to keep going. While she's going, I'll keep her going good.
Would you go to Melbourne, or is that a bit ambitious?
Oh, well, everyone said I should go to Melbourne with her, but I just keep poking around Sydney, and she still stops up for that long, I'll go to Melbourne.
OK, so finally, Attain, yes or no? Should we have something on it?
Yeah, I'd back her each way.
OK, good on you. All the best. Ken Callaghan there at Canberra. He's got Attain in the next race, Nick, and, well, he thinks it's certainly worth a couple of bucks.
Good on you. Thanks, Matt. And thanks to Ken, very good trainer, and Lusty's Bank. Yeah, well, I hope Lusty's Bank does kick on for Ken, because it's a great shot in the arm for him. The horse does keep improving. And keep your eye out for Lusty's Bank and the Theo Marks next week at Rose Hill. Set now, Wangaratta. Let's... Yeah.
All right, thanks for that, Nick. Yeah, 7 runners in a Class 6 handicap, and they're heading to the gates, so I'd better hand you over to Michael Heath, who hopefully is going to be able to find us the winner of the Health Pact Class 6, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Matthew. A very good betting race downstairs in the betting ring, and Amos Joe did open up favourite on course, around yours for theirs, but has been a drifter on course. The query is with Amos Joe, he has drawn barrier 1, and that will be against him. Nevertheless, I did think Amos Joe had the credentials to be victorious here. Two starts back, a good winner over the Coffs Harbour Carnival, and prior to that, he'd run second at Grafton over their carnival behind a horse called Larkish. Larkish is flying up the Northern Rivers area, and a significant drop in grade here this afternoon for Amos Amos Joe. He does look well in here with Therese Capes' claim. Hardest to beat, 7 Attain. Attain's last win was here on Black Opal Preview Day. Resumed at Gundagai last start with a very good second. In here with 53 kilos. Wet track isn't a problem, and from the strong Ken Callaghan camp. And number 4, Baron Saxby's one for the multiples. Matthew looks well, been racing consistently, loves these conditions, and will race up on the speed, which is advantageous here. So summing up, 1 from 7 and 4.
Just before you go, Therese Capes, the rider on the favourite. Amos Joe paying $2.70. Capable apprentice.
Yeah, she is. She's been around a while. She's ridden a few winners, no doubt about that. She's enjoyed quite a few successes at Canberra. She won't need to look real pretty here, though, because they'll be fanning wide, and I think she'll get a good split up towards the turn and prove far too strong.
Good on you. OK, thanks for that. Mike's going 1, 7 and 4 with Amos Joe, the current favourite on New South Wales. They're arriving at the barriers, and we'll be to Tony Campbell, Nick, fairly soon.
OK, well done. Thanks, Matt. Yes, all right. Good luck to Michael Heath. He's tipping pretty well today. Let's have a look now at our market for race 5. It's $2.80 for Amos Joe. So is winning at 12. Street Culture 29. Baron Saxby $9.80. $3.90 for Monclown. Prince Tebow at $8.10 and Attain at $4.50 for race 5 at Canberra. Right, Rosehill upgraded to dead. The track has been changed there, upgraded to dead. Sun's out in Sydney, they tell me. Yeah, drying conditions there, all right. Now, Caulfield race 4, it's $6.10 for Genty. Summer Alert 17.
Prince Tebow, race 5, the health packed Class 6 plate. 1,030 metres. Now Monclown pulled away. This is race 5, 5 of 9 here at Canberra today. Just waiting on Monclown to move along. Rowley Saxton. Rowley's already ridden 2 winners today. Goes up now. Boxed and ready. Understarters orders race 5. 1,030 metres. Lighters on. And away they go. Now, Amos Joe was slightly slowly away down towards the inside, but is quickly working up pace and will lead on, settling down. In behind those then, so is winning, followed by Attain not too far away. Prince Tebow is in that clump of horses, followed by Baron Saxby, and dropping out to last was Monclown. A fair turn of speed on as they race down the side. They've got about 700 to go. Amos Joe is the leader. A length and a half in front of So is winning, followed by Street Culture in that group of horses, and going up fairly wide and running on, making up a bit of ground now was Baron Saxby. Attain is just behind that group, followed further back to So is winning Prince Tebow, and Monclown is last of all. Again they're fanning wide. Amos Joe darted away at the top of the straight. Baron Saxby second, Street Culture third, followed then by Attain. Closer down towards the centre, Monclown, followed by Prince Tebow, and then So is winning, but on the outside fence, Amos Joe hands and heels is nicely clear. Trying hard was Attain, followed then by Monclown, but Amos Joe races away. There's no danger. Amos Joe races away inside the final 50 metres, and it's all Amos Joe. Hands and heels to the line by about 4. Attain second, followed by Monclown third. A break behind those Baron Saxby. So is winning Street Culture, and the last one to pull up was Prince Tebow.
Well, she rode it very well indeed. The inside gate, there was no worries there. Just jumped straight to the front and then carted them out wide and won under the arches. 190 for second, number 7 Attain. No third dividend for third. 1, 7 and 5 there. Good performance. The top weight, Amos Joe. Race 4, number 3, Space Region is the late male, Luke Curry. That's the Rod's special race right now. And once again, here's Matt.
Righto, Nick, thanks for that. I'm about to have a chat with a trainer who's got a runner in each of the 4 remaining races here at Canberra this afternoon. And I tell you what, they're all in there with pretty fair chances too, including Larsin Quita, who's first up from a spell in this next race. Peter Staunton is joining me now at Canberra. Good to meet you, Pete.
Yeah, pleasure, Matthew.
4 runners, and in the remaining 4 races, Larsin Quita is first up from a spell in the upcoming race. How does she go first up generally?
Normally races well first up. You know, she's if anything, she may be just short of a run, if anything, but I think she'll go very well. She's well weighted and does like the wet. So
first up over 1,400 metres is interesting. Is that going to suit her?
Yeah, well, that's probably about her best distance. Yeah.
Okay. What about Chosen Warrior? He's in race 7. He's been running a lot of seconds lately. Do you think maybe he can go one better today?
Yeah, hopefully. He's down in grade a little bit, so that gives him a chance. He's up in the weights, but he's a pretty good horse.
He'll probably start odds on in that race. Who's on him?
Well, Peter Wiggins, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Short Sheeted lining up in the main race today. The Coca-Cola Amatul handicap. Third run back from a spell today, so he probably should have fitness on his side and must be getting close to a win, Pete.
Yes, he'll be right there in the finish. A great old horse. He's 9 years old, and I think he's lined up for his 76th start today. So
76, boy. Have you had him all along?
No, only for about half his career, yeah.
Still, he's a pretty good old campaigner.
He's a great old fella, yeah.
What about the one in the last event? Race 9, you've got Rough Order lining up. How will he go?
Yeah, rough order, she's always a chance. She'll appreciate the distance, the ground, and she does get back a little bit. That's the only problem with her. But
And you've got an apprentice on claiming 2.5, so she's absolutely no weight on her back.
no weight at all, yeah. That's what we're hoping for, so.
Who'd be the best of those four, do you reckon?
Oh, Chosen Warrior.
Chosen Warrior?
Yeah.
OK, we'll stick with him. He'll probably be short odds, though, but still, any price a winner, as they say.
For sure.
Good to meet you, Peter. Have a good afternoon.
Pleasure, Matthew. Same to you. Bye.
OK, Nick, that's Peter Staunton, who has 4 remaining chances in the 4 races here, including Lars Inquita, first up from a spell over 1,400 in the next.
Well done, thanks, Matt. Good luck to Peter Staunton there, too, as they move in our Caloundra. Top weight is Mr. Harshid's favourite, 175. Now, Clown, no third dividend. Quinella, 440. Trifecta, $28.20 on the 5th race at Canberra. Rose Hill now, race 4 in
15 or 17 minutes away from the next race. It's probably best to look for horses that can handle the wet, and we think we've picked one out. We're about to have a chat with the jockey of Speedy Groucho. He's got good form in the wet. 4 starts for 2 wins in the rain-affected going. John Nisbet is going to be on his back, and he'll be able to give us a better insight into the horse's chances than me. John, good to see you.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Speedy Groucho, he can handle the wet, can't he?
Yeah, he loves the wet. The 1,400's probably going to be a query because he has had a tendency to get out and race a bit hard. But he's got the blinkers off, so hopefully that'll compensate for it.
Bobby Alyssa, M. Wickens and Matthew Carl have been on him at his last 3 rides, but you have been on him before, haven't you?
Yeah, I rode him early in his career.
What sort of a horse is he?
He's a lovely type. He has a tendency, if there's too much pressure on, he can throw in the towel, but we're just hoping for the blinkers off. He may settle a little bit and get the ground, but he loves the wet.
Do you know much about Maid of Odin, who you'll be riding in race number 7?
I've never rode her, but I've watched her a lot. She's a fair bit better on a wet track too. There's a couple of smart horses in it, but she may well run all right today.
Tell me your best chance of a winner is probably Kerrysdale in the 8th race. Won first up this preparation, then's been beaten twice. Back in winning form today, do you think?
Well, just looking at its form's got a good record over the distance, got a good wet record, and it's in form, so I imagine it'd be hard to beat, yes.
We talked to John Morrissey earlier. He's got Semi Amu in the race, probably the biggest danger.
Yeah, he is Semi Amu. He's a funny horse. You ride him in the dry and you think he's not much good, and then you ride him in the wet and he improves 10 lengths, so the conditions will suit him today. OK, and what about your ride in the last race? Loose Lady. She's run some terrific races. She ran second behind a couple of good horses this time in. Space, Prince and Finger Gary Kirkup's at City Place. But, 7 furlongs as well. I'm not sure how she'll go in that. If I can get her up near the speed, she may run all right.
All right, John, we'll go with Kerrysdale as the best?
I think so, mate. And this horse should nearly win if he gets a distance.
Speedy Groucho.
Yes,
OK,
yes.
A good tip in the wet.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Good on you. All the best. OK, that's John Nisbet. We're going from John Nisbet to Rosehill Gardens in Sydney to John Tapp.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah.
OK, Nick, runners have mounted up. In fact, the runners have just gone onto the track for this next race. There's only 5 of them, so it's been knocked around a bit by scratchings. Anyway, maybe an easier chance to find a winner. Here's Michael Heath with his assessment of race number 6 at Canberra.
Thanks, Matthew. Yeah, you could find a case for all 5 runners here. It's a very good betting race in operations here. Look, I have settled on number 5, Lars Inquita. Is resuming this afternoon, but don't let that worry you. Lars Inquita resumed last preparation here in similar conditions back in November. Ran into a pretty smart horse called Green Waters, and Green Waters has gone on well and truly performed well in better company recently, and Lars Inquita looks very forward in condition. I expect her to run boldly. Does look well placed at the weights with Kevin English's claim. Kevin's a young apprentice who does ride very well. Hardest to beat, number 3, River Brigade. A big duck egg next to his name for his last start, but prior to that his form had been very consistent. Races exceptionally well fresh, and he hasn't had that. He has had a 4-week break, so he has conditions to suit. And number 8, Speedy Groucho. He's the leader in the field, will lead comfortably. The query is whether he can run out a 1,400-metre trip. The punters think he can. He was opened up a point better than each way odds, and he's tumbled in. He's been very well supported on course, Matthew. Summing up 5 from 3 and 8.
All right, all the best with those. Thanks for that. And like Cinquetta paying about $2.80 for the next at Canberra race 6. They're heading to the barriers. Back to you, Nick.
Thanks, Matt. Now, race 6 at for race number 6 at Canberra. It's due in 2 from now, and the selections there, 8, 2 and 5 from Tony Campbell. We'll take a break on Sky Racing shortly. Canberra race 6. Race 4 at Echuca. Set Canberra race 6.
Keen to lead, got away well, and leading hands on the inside. Larch and Kita, they're fairly tightly bunched, followed further back in the field, River Brigade, and up on the outside was Royal Commissioner. But there's only about a length and a half between first and last, and nobody wants to lead at all. In the centre, Speedy Groucho now going up 3 and 4 wide to take the leaders on Royal Commissioner. Leading hands down towards the inside, easing back was Larch and Kita, and River Brigade on the outside. As they race towards that first turn, they've got about 900 to go, still no speed on, and Royal Commissioner leads a half a length in front. Speedy Groucho's second, 3/4 of a length off to leading hand, a length and a quarter behind those River Brigade, and about 3/4 of a length Larch and Kita last of all, but only about 3.5 lengths behind the leader as they race down the side in the direction of the 600 metre mark. And